Hello, everybody, and welcome to Race 11 Spa-Francorchamps. And this is really going to be a very interesting race. So, the classic track, everybody knows. So, let's just run through it. We're going to be doing 3 qualifying sessions. We have 19 drivers this evening. So, we will have Q1, Q2, and Q3, and then we'll go through to the main event of the day, the full race itself, which will then follow. So what I'm going to be doing is running through our drivers during quali, giving you the standings as to where the drivers are in this current F1 Tonight 2017 season 3, and hopefully we should have some clean qualies, and then we'll be okay. I don't believe we've got any penalties. Let's just double check. So we won't have, I believe, any drivers that will be needing to disqualify themselves. So that should all be good. So here we are. Spa-Francorchamps. Weather looks good. It's dry. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be dry throughout, or indeed that it will be dry for the race, as we saw last week in Hungary. Really challenging race. We started off in the wet, went dry, and then went wet again, but not wet enough for people to go on to the intermediates. And indeed, most of the drivers indeed stayed on the softs and the super softs. So we're going to be running with everyone here. Let's have a look who we've got. So we've got Savage, looks like he's first out on the track this evening. We got so Savage for McLaren, Zwoof for Red Bull, Bo for Ferrari, Bass for Ferrari, John F1 for Williams, Boyke for Sauber, and McLaren, Slim Shamey for Williams, Peter F1 for Williams, Stoner for Haas, Miguel for Toro Rosso, Buddha for Renault, Slacky for Renault, El France for Force India, Mike Ebb for Mercedes, Martin for Toro Rosso, Ortma, oh dear, having a few problems there by looks on the start finish. He is disqualifying himself. Portma for Mercedes, Phenomena for Sauber, put in a great race last week as well, and there we have Zwoof has disqualified himself as well by the looks of it for Red Bull. Okay, so this is Q1. Be interesting to see what sort of times we actually get out on this. So let's see how that actually runs. We are now with Savage. Let's see who else is out at the moment. There's Nicky out in the Force India. Gamble, Slacky. Let's ride with Martin in the Toro Rosso. Martin's been putting up a great show in the Toro Rosso this season. He's been doing some really good qualifications and has been able to maintain position during the actual races itself. Hasn't, finished in the top 3, but that's not to say that he hasn't got the capability to do so. I certainly think he has. So great driver to watch, consistent driver, generally tends to finish all events. So let's hope he has a good quali and a good race as well. There we have Phenomenon. He's still in pit. Just follow Martin around here. Let's get ourselves familiar with the track as well. So this track has quite a number of corners as opposed to most F1 tracks. We're actually looking at 20 corners. So he's just coming up now to La Source, which is the hairpin after the start-finish straight. We then go downhill, approaching the Radion, or the famous Eau Rouge. And you've got to be very careful on there, especially if you're following close in behind drivers. Because obviously the downforce has a drastic effect and can affect obviously your road holding as well. So he's just going down the Camel Straight, approaching Lecum, which is a nice little left and right-hander. Then going down to the Brussels corner, which is a full left lock, as we can see here. Comes out, straightens up, then goes into right-hand turn of Pouhon. At the end of this, he'll go into, or rather at the end of this Pouhon, which he's going into now, he'll then come to a number of turns, 3 turns, known as Campus. Generally, you're going to be going through there probably in 4th or 5th gear. The more cautious will go in 4th, the more adventurous will go in 5th. Then as he brakes hard, turn 16, going for the Coupe au Frais. Then on the back corners, goes through Blanchiment. They're going through now. Then approaching the chicane, which is turns 19 and 20 for the start-finish straight. So we've just done a nice little circuit there with Martin in the Toro Rosso. No one's set a time as yet, so let's go with this, because I think Martin could be looking to set a time on this lap. And again, let's give you a little bit of information on there. The hairpin is a bottleneck, especially after the straight, so expect that there will be collisions or issues there. It's a tight entry, but it does obviously widen as you come out. Another sort of, well, I suppose, overtaking opportunities is obviously when you're going through Eau Rouge. So again, as I said, you've got to be careful with the loss of downforce, because it can be somewhat problematic, but it also does give you excellent opportunities if you get the line right to pull some fantastic overtake manoeuvres. The other area that if you again get it right and you can do it is certainly Blanchiment and the chicane, and that's down to top end speed and also braking and turning, obviously, if you're going into the chicane. So it is a tough track. It's 44 laps. Race distance is a total of 308, or just over 308 kilometres. Each lap is just over 7 kilometres, and we're looking at a top speed for these guys, well, probably around about, well, it was certainly a while back, 330, but we're certainly going to be looking in the mid 200s. I mean, when they're approaching, which turn is it now? At the end of the Camel Straight, they're probably going to be doing around about 220, 230 kmh plus. So it is a very fast track. I've driven it myself. It is certainly challenging, but if you get into the flow of it, it's quite rhythmical as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers perform on this one. And while I've been talking, Martin has set a time there of 1:47.769. Fastest so far in Q1 is Bo with a 1:45.5. So Martin's putting himself sort of round up the top there. Let's watch Slim. He's on his out lap. We've got Peter is in the pits coming out. Stoner, Miguel. So let's watch Miguel again in Martin's teammate in the Toro Rosso. He's easing off there to let one of the Force Indias through. I don't know which one it is. I think it's, yes, it was Anganiki. Let's ride with Anganiki as he's going through now. Looks like he's going to be setting his quali time. Nicely through Eau Rouge. Now on Blanchiment, or the Camel Straight. Nicely through the corners there. So Anganiki performed well last week in Hungary, and indeed was awarded driver of the day. I think, if I remember correctly, he actually took 12 places, so moved 12 places from where he started. So a good job from him. There was an issue on the start with the jump, but unfortunately I think he was following the driver in front of him who actually jumped lights. Can't recall exactly who that was. So that certainly made it interesting. In fact, in the first lap we had both Force Indias, one first and the other one third, which we haven't seen this season. Not to say we won't see though. Again, who can say? So Anganiki with a 146.762 there. Alfran, so let's run through this. We got Bo with Ferrari with 145.5. Gamble with a 145.6. Slacky for Renault with a 145.9. Anganiki Forcinio 146.7. Buddha 147.1 for Renault. Bass 147.3. Phenomenal for Sauber 147.3. Slim Shamy for Williams 147.5. Oh dear! Oh no! And then going through Eau Rouge, lost it there, went to the barrier and took out his front inside tyre. So he's going to be out of the rest of this session. It's really unfortunate there for him. So shame to see that happen, but that's what I said. Peter's going out now, his teammate, and Stone's still in the pits. So at the moment, because of the disqualifications, Savage is out of Q1. Zwoof and Portmer. We still have Peter and Stoner to set times. So Miguel clearly not had the best lap there with a 2:01. So let's stay with him because I think he's going to be determined to improve upon that. And he does at 149.6. So clear improvement there from Miguel. Peter, where's Peter? He's on his outlap, so let's go with Peter now. So unfortunately his teammate there, a bit of an issue. And okay, so we've got a bit of an issue on mix-up. There would be 1 second. Okay, so let's resolve this issue. Apologies for those that are watching the broadcast. It seems that we have an issue with the mixer feed, so I'm just going to see if I can get that corrected before we go too much further. So, tell me 1 second. Sure what's happening here, so bear with me. I'm just going to try and deal with this issue, so I'll be back very shortly. Okay, everybody. So apologies for that. We had on the stream. So I believe that has now been resolved. Yes, it has. It's okay, so that's good. So back with Peter F1 in the Williams in Q1. So he's at the moment in the safe zone. We will be dropping a number of drivers from 15 up. So at this moment, it looks like all the drivers that are there, I think, have actually dropped out anyway, but let's have a quick double check on that. Yeah. Yeah, because it looks like, from what I can see, Boyke's greyed out, Slim's greyed out, Miguel's greyed out, Savage greyed out, Zwoof is, Portmer, they're both disqualified, so the others have had issues. So it looks like it'll be Portmer, Zwoof, Savage, Miguel, Slim Shamey will be dropping from Q1 into Q2. Shame about that. But let's run now with Martin's in the pit, so let's run with Peter. Peter's looking to try and improve, I think, on that time of a 1:47. He's safely into Q2. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that he'll be able to get into Q3. So I think what he's looking to do is obviously try and get to grips with the track, familiarise himself with it. But he's putting himself into a race situation. He's coming around the back there, just going through Pouhon now, approaching the campus turns. Tricky turns these, so you're generally going to be going through them in about 4th or 5th gear, and increasing up to 6 or 7 as you go through Stavelot, dropping down 2 gears as you drop around the corner, the Coupe Porfray, leading into Blanchiment. And at this stage, you're pretty much going top speed, so not too dissimilar from the speed you'll be hitting on the Camel Straight. Then through into the chicane, and then this can be quite tricky. Again, if you don't get that right, you're not going to get that line. Generally, you're going to be going through their thirds, and he's going into the pits. Seems to be pretty happy with a 1:47.9. So we've got 3 seconds to run, 1 second. And another 3 minutes on there, but Q1 is over. So at this moment in time, we have Stoner in the Haas setting the fastest time for Q1, which is a 1:45.2. We then have Bo, who maintained the 1:45.5. Gamble in the McLaren with a 1:45.6. Slacky in the Renault with a 1:45.9. Bass in the Ferrari. He's still out, so he could actually improve on that time. I did miss that. Sorry for that. Let's have a look what Bass can do. He's just going through the chicane. Oh no, he's going into the pit. So Bass is happy with that. He's got a 1:46.6. He is running on the Ultra Softs. Check. So apologies for that. Everyone's running on the Ultra Softs apart from Bo, Martin and Zwoof, so that's quite interesting, and we're looking to get in some quick times early. Interesting they're using those Ultra Softs in Q1, so we'll see how that pans out. So Anganiki for Force India, great show there, 1:46.7. Buddha for Renault, 1:47.1. Phenomenon, great show as well, 1:47.3. John for Haas, 147.5. Martin for Toro Rosso, unfortunately out. Elfrins in the Force India, 147.8. And Peter for the Williams with a 147 to Q2. So let's run through the championship as we stand at the moment. So as I say, this is F1 F1 tonight, 2017, season 3. And in the Drivers' Championship, we do have the Ferrari drivers dominating at this moment in time. Bass is in first place with 154. He's closely followed by his teammate Bo with 136. Then we have Stoner for Haas in third place with 122. Then we have Gamble for McLaren with 110. John F1 for Haas is in fifth place with 86 points. He's followed by Mike Ebb in the Mercedes with 73. Savage with 72 in the McLaren. Slacky for Renault with 64 in 8th place. Martin BMW in 9th place with 57. Buddha for Renault is in 10th place with 46. Slim Shady for Williams is in 11th place with 43. Portmer for Mercedes is in 12th place with 40. Grimm for Red Bull is in 13th with 29. Anganicki for Force India is 14th with 21. Peter F1 for Williams is 15th with 19. Phenomenon is 16 and has 16 points. Elfrins for Force India is in 18th place with 4 points. Swoof for Red Bull is in 19th with 4 places. He has been out though due to illness, so good to see him back. And we have Miguel for Toro Rosso in 20th place with 2 points. So those are the guys through to the next queue. So they'll be going through to Q2. And dropped we have Slim Shady for Williams, Miguel for Toro Rosso, Savage for McLaren, Zwoof for Red Bull, and Portmer for Mercedes. So those are our 15 drivers. Slim, Boyke, Mike, Peter, Elfred, Martin, John, Phenomenon, Buddha, Anganicki, Bass, Slacky, Gamble, Bo, Stoner for Q2. And in the team championships, well, Ferrari, unsurprisingly, with their 2 drivers in the top drivers in the lead with 290 points. Haas is second with 208. McLaren are third with 182. Mercedes 4 with 113. Renault are fifth with 110. So close battle there, certainly between Mercedes and Renault. So they'll be looking to pick up points definitely for this race and push themselves forward. Williams are in 6th with 62. Toro Rosso 7 with 59. Red Bull are 8th with 33. Sauber 9 with 26. And Force India are currently in 10th place for the teams with 25 points. So here we are now, starting with Q2, and this is the queue. Generally, historically, what we tend to see is the faster qualifying times do tend to happen in Q2, but this great prediction has actually been contradicted in both the past races, Silverstone and Hungary, the last 2 or previous races. So they were actually. Let's see what can happen. Let's run with Phenomenon. Phenomenon just going straight into En Rouge, going down the Camel Straight. It's just behind Martin, the Toro Rosso. So they're coming up to the left-right there. Lecum. They come down to this hard right-hand turn with an almost basically doubling back on themselves, which is the Brussels term. Don't know if that's any reflection at all. They come out to that, they then straighten up going to the left-hander of Plouron. Here they are now. Show up quite a steep right-hander. You can go through there in top gear. So in 8th gear, depends obviously as to your approach and your line. Some people do take it in 7th as well. Coming down the back now to Stavelot, in the Coupe Paul Frey, the Paul Frey corner if you want. Coming out of that now, approach Blanchiment. It's a nice little turn there. and then coming up onto the chicane. Now this will be his, I don't think it's his time lap, I think this is his out lap, so we shouldn't see any time on this. We will soon find that out. Yep, so that's his out lap. So we'll stay with Phenomenon. Nice turn there, nice turn at La Source. Coming down now, and this is really quite exhilarating with Eau Rouge. You know when you've got it right immediately at the bottom of that hill. So nicely done there. Coming through down the Kemmel Straight, and the Ferrari there moving over. Obviously aware that the Sauber is looking to set his quali time. Drivers are in communication during the course of qualifying and also the race, actually. Not always the case, but certainly does help in certain situations. He's doing nicely there. Coming down to the Stavelot turn. It's quite tricky. You're dropping a couple of gears when you go into that turn. And then you're riding the curbs as you're coming out. Building up momentum and speed as you come out the coupe or the Paul Frey corner. I'll call it the Paul Frey corner because it's easier. And then into Blanchimont. Approaching the chicane there. So it'll be interesting to see what time you set. Bo in the Ferrari's already set a 1:44.7. So let's see what the Sauber of Phenomen can do. Sauber's Phenomen's been doing some good qualifications. And it's nicely done there. So 1:46.3 from Slacky, 1:46.7 from Martin in the Toro Rosso, and a 1:46.8 from Phenomenon. Again, let's just check tyres. I would have this on the top. So everyone is running on ultra soft. So interesting to see that we've got pretty much about a 1.5 second gap. So between second and first. So we've got Buddha in the Renault with a 1:46.0. So we can start to see the likes of Phenomenon and Martin. John in the Haas 1:46.5. Elfrans 1:47.6 in the Force India. Nicky's teammate in the Force India 1:47. Whoa, wow, look at that. Both dead on the same time. Both Force Indias 1:47.611. Well, I'm very impressed with that. That is a team effort. So well done, guys. You've actually managed to equal yourselves completely. Not something you see very often, especially down to the thousandths of the second. So I think they should get a special cup for that. So here we are now with Angernicki. He's going to be looking to improve, certainly on that time that he's set, as all drivers do indeed. Nothing unusual in that. These Force Indians have been going rather well this season. They've certainly put in some lively competition. Not just in qualification but also during races as well. They have had some issues with DNFs, etc. But in general hasn't been too bad at all. So they're certainly performing well. As we know, Stone and John have been putting in quite a rock solid season. They may not be too far up on the Drivers' Championship, but they are second in the constructors, so they're certainly doing well on that side. Then we have Maikeb and Gamble. So they're the two Mercedes drivers. Haven't had the best of season so far, Mercedes. They are certainly competing hard, but just haven't been able to match the speed of Ferrari or indeed Haas. I think Haas certainly have outshone them so far this season, but they're not giving up. They're two strong drivers, They certainly do look to fight it out during the actual race itself, and it is ultimately down to the race. Yes, certainly you can set fast times in quali, but it's all about your consistency throughout the race, and that's what these guys strive for. So far, that 144.7 is pretty much sticking from the Ferrari of Bo there. We are only about halfway through the session, so it could be that we might see some changes happen to that, some tweaks and turns on the setups for the drivers, and indeed Mike Evie's coming in now in that Mercedes. His teammate is still in the pit, so he's just taking his time there, I think. We have Peter in the Williams. So Peter's looking to set a time, so let's stay with Peter while he sets his quali time there. Bass has now moved up into second on the qualification. So he's on a 145.2. See how Peter can hit against that. Issues there through the chicane. But going through La Source, dropping down the hill towards Radillon, in through Eau Rouge. Nicely done there. Goes down the Kemmel Straight now. Really pushing that car to the extreme. Hard on the brakes as he goes through Les Combes. Drops down now towards the Brussels turn. That's that sharp right-hander, as I said, where you're more or less coming back on yourself on that one. Now approaching Pouhon. Is a full. Oh, goes off the track there. Yeah, I think he probably just got the line slightly wrong. Maybe went in 8th gear when he should have dropped down to 7th. Easy to say with hindsight. Going through campus now. Dropping to that right-hander Stavelot, dropping a couple of gears. You can see they're riding the curbs there, so you really do ride the curb on that corner. Going around the back now into sector 3. Just to sort of run through, I haven't run through the sectors, so sector 1 is from the start-finish line more or less until the end of the Kemmel Straight before you hit Les Combes. Sector 2 is from there up to Stavelot, which is the turn I was describing just a minute ago with Peter, and he's just coming through chicane. Oh, let's sit on the chicane. Oh no, Peter didn't want to do that. He set to 151.1. If he hadn't lost it there, he probably would have been closer to a 149. So I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself with that one. Stavelot through the back, through Paul Frere, Blanchimont, chicane, and just got a shout out for Renault driver Buddha, wishing him good luck for the race. So I don't know if he's going to pick that up, but hopefully he will do. So let's see what happens. Okay, so only gamble to set a time. So let's see if he's actually out on the track, and he is. So gamble for McLaren. He has been doing well. Very aggressive driving style and quite a loose driving style. You tend to see Gamble's car tend to slide a fair amount. So let's see how he does on this qualification. He hasn't set a time as yet. He's only got 3 minutes left, so he has left it pretty late. But, clearly must be confident that he can set a good time here. Certainly motoring through there. through. I think who's on no chicane? He's on the start through. So let's see what Gamble does. 151 point. No, sorry, 145.3. So that puts him up into third place. So even though he came out later, he's happy with that. He's done it. He's done enough. He's done enough to get into Q3 without any shadow of a doubt there. Okay, so here we are. Let's ride with our fastest lap so far, which is Bo, with a 144.5. So, you can see the roll hod as he goes through Blanchimont there. Into the chicane. Improve on his 144. No, he's going into the pits. He lined up there actually. Okay, so here we have Bass. He's in the pits as well. Gamble, said for McLaren, just set that time of 145.3. Still staying out. Looks to improve on that. Stoner, I think, has gone out. I'm not too sure. He wasn't following him on the track there. Then we've got Slacky for Renault. He's currently in 5th with a 145.8. Mike for Mercedes is 6th with a 145.81. Phenomena for Sauber for 7th, 145.9. Buddha for Renault is 8th with a 146.0. Anger Nicky 146.1. So those are the drivers that would be looking to go through to Q3. And Martin BMW for Toro Rosso. So in the drop zone at the moment, we have John F1 in the Haas. And although John certainly does have the race pace, he has struggled with qualies recently. So I don't know if that's his Achilles heel or not really too sure. He's just let the Renault through there. I believe that was, yeah, Buddha. He's just come through there. So he's letting him through. He's on his fastest lap, or fast lap rather. So there we have John. John's just on his outlap. So we'll stay with. Go with Elfren. Oh dear, Elfren's in the Force India having all sorts of issues there. He's obviously gone off the track and got dirt on his tyres, which is causing him to have quite a few issues there as he's coming round the Brussels turn. So let's see what happens. Oh dear, flag's gone. John is not going to be happy with that. So session is over. So at the moment we have John in the Haas will be dropped. Peter F1 in the Williams. We still have Elfrens, Martin in the Toro Rosso that have the opportunity to better their times. Where they are, so let's go with Alfrens first. He's just coming around Blanchimont now, coming down to the chicane. See what he does. Can he get himself out of the drop zone? No, he can't. So let's see what Martin can do. Oh, Martin's okay. He's actually in 10th place, so he will not be dropped. He's okay. So unfortunately we've lost John F1 or Haas, and I'm sure he's going to be disappointed with that. He was, however, running on the super softs, so unusual there. I'm not too sure why was he saving the softs. As I say, he does have the race pace, so we'll be interested to see what happens. So we have Elfrens in the Force India with a 147.6. He takes 12th position, and Peter F1 for Williams will take 13th position. So there we have it. Those are our drops, and in going into Q3 will be Bo for Ferrari, Bass for Ferrari, Gamble for McLaren, Stoner for Haas, Slacky for Renault, Mike for Mercedes, Buddha for Renault, Phenomena for Sauber, Martin BMW for Toro Rosso, and Anger Nicky for Force India. So Martin did actually improve on his time, put in a 146.0. Target time, we are looking at 144.5. I don't think we're going to see a sub 144. In other words, a 143 or high 143. I think that should be pretty much it. I think we might well have seen the fastest quali time on this qualifying session. But we will see when we go into Q3 to determine our 10 drivers or the grid positions for the first 10 for this Spa-Francorchamps GP. And this is F1 Tonight 2017 Season 3. So just got a big shout out there, I think, from Buddha, just to if you had a good luck for the race from Pike. So let's hope you have a good one. So there we have it. Let's go through the times there now. So yeah, those are our drivers. Peter gets dropped with Williams, Force India, Elfrans and John for Haas. And in 10 we have Anganiki, Force India, Martin for Toro Rosso, Phenomena for Sauber, Buddha for Renault, Maika for Mercedes, Slucky for Renault, Stoner for Haas, Gamble is third for McLaren, Bass second for Ferrari, and Bo first for Ferrari. So let's see what happens and whether any changes. So I predicted we won't see a sub 144, and indeed we probably won't see a better time than 144.5. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, then I'm brilliant. So let's see what happens. So keep our eyes out as we now go into Q3. And Q3, 12 minutes. So it's not going to be wasting much time. I should think we're probably going to see most everyone come out relatively early and look to set their times. And certainly Bo is out first. So let's stay with the Ferrari of Bo. See what he can do, what he's capable of doing, and indeed whether he'll beat that 144.5 or not. Coming up Eau Rouge there, nicely done, nice and smooth. Oh, obviously this is his outlap, so he won't be going at full pace. See how he does, what he does. Coming round now. Brussels to Bouron. Lining himself up for the campus turns. This is the turn I was talking about, Stavlot here, that he's just going into. So that's where Sector 3 starts. And that's when you kick down 2 gears and ride those curbs, really putting the power down. As you're building up speed through Coupe-Paul-Frey. Or Frey corner, whichever way you want to say it. Into Blanchimont. And then approaching the chicane there of the start-finish straight. Ferrari now is going to be starting his quali lap. See how he does. I think we may have some issues, unfortunately, with the Toro Rosso Martin there. Cannot see him beating. So, not too sure what he's dropped out. He did. So, hopefully, we can get him back in. But he has done a great job so far. So, he's coming down now. Going through Brussels, approaching the Bouron turn now. Through the campus turns. bit of speed to Stavelot now. Drop those gears, ride those curves, and then start to push it out through the Paul Fay corner. Building up speed all the time, increasing that speed. Round Blanchiment. And into the chicane there. Fastest lap Slacky, 146.2. Let's see what Bo can do. Did a bit on there, a 144.3. So he has improved on that 144.5 from Q2. He's taken 0.2 of a second off that. But as I said, we haven't gone sub 144 yet. So Mykeb put in a great show there, coming second in the Mercedes with a 145.3. So as I say, Mercedes haven't had the best season so far, but certainly Mykeb's making up for it on this quali here. Then we have Buddha for, we did have Buddha for Renault. We now have Bass has taken third position with a 145.6 for Ferrari. Interestingly, he's running on the super soft, so he sets his fastest time actually. So is he looking to start on those super softs, or is he looking to save the ultra softs? Not too sure which one of those it is. Then we have Buddha, fourth with a 144.7, just moving aside there to let Bass through. Then we have Slacky, his teammate for Renault, with a 146.2. Then Anganiki with a 146.46. And who's sneaked in up there? Gamble? Yeah, Gamble second fourth with a 145.7, which leads everyone else down. So Buddha's fifth, Slacky sixth, Anganiki seventh. We still have Stoner and Phenomena to set times. So let's see. And Stoner goes into second position with a 144.8, so 0.5 of a second off our fastest quali so far, which is Bo with a 144.3. Let's have a look what Phenomena can do. Phenomena now coming round off the Kemmel Straight and into Lecumbe, approaching the Brussels turn. And certainly Phenomena in recent qualifications has set some amazing times, and indeed, you know, let's be fair, we've got a Sauber here in Q3, so he certainly has been driving very, very well indeed, and I think he will be a driver to watch for future championships. Phenomena actually started this season with F1 Tonight. And interestingly enough, he is the only driver to drive without any assists whatsoever. An interesting thing to do. Not everyone would necessarily say that it's the wisest thing to do, but he certainly seems very comfortable with it. So that in itself is pretty good going for those of you that do game, do know the game. Although I'm sure there's going to be quite a few of you now that turn around and say, well, we don't drive with any assist, but, well, whatever. So let's see. How does he do? 145.8. So not too bad at all. That puts him into 8th place. So 4 minutes, or just over 4 minutes to run now on this qualifying session. And at the moment, Bo has the fastest time with a 144.3. He's closely followed by Stoner with a 144.8. We then go into the 145s with Mykeb, who's currently in third place with a 145.3. Fourth is Bass with a 145.6. I would add to that he is running on the super softs as opposed to everyone else who's running on the ultra soft. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with regards to that and how that actually pans out for him during the course of the race. As I say, and it could well be a strategy. It could be looking to start on those super softs, maybe give him a longer stint before having to come in and pit. And indeed, we have seen super softs go for quite a while. And does Pens Bass? Actually, sorry, got him as ultra soft. Okay, so that was a bit of a glitch there. Or has he pitted and changed? No, he's pitted and changed. So he's taken off the super softs and is now going on to the ultra soft. So was he just looking to get a little bit of wearing on those super softs? So Bass is going to be coming out. But as I was saying, I have seen Bass certainly stretch his tyres quite considerably. He himself has commented to me that I think it was Silverstone. He more or less took the car, the tyres down to the canvas. I think he ran about, if memory serves me correct, I think he ran about 36, 37 laps on the super softs. So that was quite amazing. And then last week we had Anganiki in the Hungaroring run 50 laps. So no, not super soft, soft. So 50 laps on the set of softs, which was pretty amazing, to say the least, especially for the Hungaroring. So Bass does lend to push it that little bit. He is on his out lap. We've still got 2 minutes 30 to run, so he has got time. So all looking good so far. Just running up across somebody now. I don't know who that is that's ahead of him. He's just going through Lecum. Looks like that's it was, I think that might have been Stoner Ass actually. Yeah, it is. Stoner and a Haas just ahead of him. Comes approaching chicane now, Blanchimont. Taking it very easy there. Backing off a bit to let the Haas through. In 4th place, yeah, I think he did back off because it looked like he was pushing it there. That was to get a bit of space between himself and the Haas of Stoner. I'm not too sure. Certainly eased off there. So 144.2 now set by Bo. So he's bettered his time of 144.3, but we still haven't seen that sub 144. We're getting closer, but we still haven't seen it. So let's see what happens. Whether anyone will actually achieve that dizzy height or not. Bass definitely eased off there, so let's try and see if we can run with somebody else there. Gamble. Aaron now playing nicely, coming out the back turn of Coupe. Approaching Blanchimont now. Goes around Blanchimont, coming down to the chicane. He's got a 145.7 so far. That's through the chicane. Can he improve on that? No, he's going into the pit, so he's happy with that. Maybe do a bit of a change there. Let's go with Bass now. Looks like he's coming around Pouhon. Oh no, sorry, Blanchimont. Onto the chicane straight there. Just comes through the chicane. It's not fitting. Stoner's just done a 144.0. So Stoner flying. Bass just done a 144.25. His teammate did a 144.26. So wow, we are seeing some fast times coming through now at the end, or towards the end of this session. It is the end of this session. So Stoner set the fastest time with a 144.0. We do have Bo still out. No, Bo's pitted, so he's not going to be challenging that. Mikeb's still out. Is he going to be challenging that? Let's see what he does. He's going to try and challenge Stoner. To be fair, I'm not too sure if, well, if he can, he's got to take 1.3 seconds off his own time so far. So Stoner coming in at the end there. Absolutely blinding lap, 144.070. So I did stick. We didn't see a sub 144, but we have seen the Ferraris spaced out. So we have Stoner in the Haas, will be taking first position, lead position on the grid. He'll be followed, or alongside him will be Bass in the Ferrari. Behind him will be Bo in the Ferrari. Alongside him will be Mykeb in the Mercedes. Then we have in the third row Slacky and Anganiki. So Slacky for Renault and Anganiki for Force India. So great show there from Anganiki. As I said, he did a great job last week as well. So following that through this week in Spa. Then we have Gamble. Gamble will be taking 7th place. Buddha for Renault will be in 8th place, and Phenomena for Sauber will be in 9th place. Great job there from everyone. We've got a few seconds left now before we go into the start of this Spa-Francorchamps. F1 tonight, 2017 Season 3, Race 11. So Spa-Francorchamps, 44 laps, 7 kilometres just over for each lap. 330 kilometres used to be the top speed, I don't think it is now. 308 kilometres total race, and we have quite a number of turns on this course. We actually have a total of 20 corners altogether, so quite involved, but a great track to race. Certainly if you get into the flow of it, a very enjoyable track to race. So there we have it. First place Stoner, 144.0. Second Bass in the Ferrari, 144.258. Third Ferrari Bo, 144.265. Fourth Mykeb Mercedes, 145.3. Slacky Renault is fifth. Anganiki for Force India is 6th. Gamble for McLaren is 145.7 in 7th place. Buddha for Renault, 145.7 for Renault. And lastly, Phenomena in 9th for Sauber with a 145.8. So here we are, getting ready now for the start of this F1 2017 Season 3 Spa for. Oh, and what did I say at the beginning? Yes, we have a dry track for quali. Doesn't guarantee that we're going to have it for the race. And here we have it. It is pouring down. We had the same issue last week in Hungary. So we had dry qualification and then a wet start, but not as wet as this. This looks like it's absolutely chucking it down. So I don't think we're going to see intermediates. I think we're going to be looking at full wets. So let's see what happens. We will obviously have the formation lap. So formation lap is underway. And I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be on full wets. Yes, they are indeed. So this is really going to mix it up. And especially when we go through turn 1, La Sauce and Eau Rouge. So expect the unexpected. Oh dear. Peter F1's been disqualified. What happened there? So Peter F1 didn't actually set off. I'm not too sure what's happened there. He's still sitting on the grid. Could well be a glitch. We will see as time goes on. At the moment he's still sat on the grid. For Sauber. Or indeed Slim. For Williams. Showing any times either. So look at the conditions there. Let's just get in that McLaren Savage and see what the visibility is like for these drivers. It's not too bad. Visibility's okay. You can see as soon as you get up close behind the driver in front, you do have issues. So this is definitely going to prove very interesting. Stoner getting ready on the start finish. Okay, so here we are now. So these wet conditions certainly have been causing some issues. Saw a fantastic move there. Gamble and Savage as they were coming through La Source, and Buddha as well. Great racing, close racing under these horrible, horrible conditions that these guys are driving under. So this really is proving to be a very, very challenging race indeed. We had the safety car out for the first 3 laps. Oh, Anganiki going off there at Blanchiment. Comes through the chicane now. They're really struggling to find that grip, even with these wet tyres on. So Anganiki pretty much on his own there in the 4th place. He's 11 seconds behind Bass and the first 3 Bass, Bow and Stoner. He's got a good 5 seconds there. On 5th place is Gamble. Gamble taking the place back from John, clearly. So great fight going there between those guys. Looks like we've got a bit of a fight going here as well between Martin in the Red Bull. Faulkner. So John is out. What's happened? John's gone out. Oh dearie me. Yeah. So John looks like he lost the near side tyre there. Oh, so Savage has gone off as well. Oh dearie me, they're dropping like flies. What is happening here? So John's gone out. Savage we just caught going out there as well. Just trying to figure out where they are on this track. I'm pretty sure it's the top of Eau Rouge. See the DRS mark there. So yeah. Oh dear, this really is so sad to see, but not surprising under these conditions. So Stoner still maintaining 1st place here. Bow in 2nd, Bass is in 3rd. Stoner set the fastest time now with a 2:06. Anganiki for Force India, great job from Anganiki in 4th place there. Gamble for McLaren is in 5th now. Ortmer is in 6th. Martin in the Red Bull is in 7th. He's closely followed by Peter in the Williams. Elfrans in the second Force India there is in 9th. Slacky for Renault is in 10th. Phenomena for Sauber is 11th. Slim. Ooh, easing it around there. Slim for Williams is in 12th. Buddha for Renault is in 13th. And Mike for Mercedes is in 14th. So at the moment we have 14 runners out of the 19. We've dropped 5 already. Let's run with our lead driver Stoner there. Let's have a look down the field. Everyone pretty much got a decent gap down. It does look as if this rain is starting to ease off. Let's have a look here. It's so difficult to tell, it really is. I think it might well be. I think the rain might be easing off. Certainly still full wet conditions. And if the rain does ease off and stop, I doubt it will be, probably going to be looking at a good 4, probably more than that, probably 5 to 6 laps before anyone would even consider going on to the intermediates. But obviously with these wet tyres you can see that the racing line there is drying out, but it's all a question of whether this rain maintains. It's certainly been seen, so we could well be looking at people going on to intermediates in the next 4 to 5 laps if this looks right. So that would certainly make things interesting. It all is a question then of who will lap and when they will lap. So let's keep an eye on this and see what happens. So here we are, this is lap 10. 2017. So John has gone out, unfortunately, in the Hassan. Let me see if I can possibly get John in to have a little chat with us. And hopefully let us know what happened there. Hi, John. How are you? Hello, John.
Hey,
Are you
hey.
there? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm here.
can just about make you out. You need to turn up your volume if you can, because I can't hear you too well.
This way better?
Yeah, that certainly is a bit better. You're still on the quiet side. So, John, what happened there? Was that the top of Eau Rouge? You lost it?
Yeah, it's definitely too wet. I took on the full wet tires, but they got a bit cold when I was passing Portma, and so I lost it in Eau Rouge.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few drivers go out there. I believe Savage, who you're having a bit of a battle with, has gone out as well there.
Yeah,
Zwoof went out earlier there as well, and I believe Miguel. So certainly not very pleasant conditions out there, and you can see that the cars are sliding. But is it me, or does it look as if that rain is starting to ease off a little bit?
yeah, it's definitely easing off. I think we'll be on the intermediate tires shortly, maybe
Yeah, I was
within the
looking at
next
that.
couple of laps.
Yeah, I was saying when we were going round lap 8 that we'd probably be looking about 5 or 6 laps if the rain was easing off. So what you're saying, we can
Yeah,
expect
I guess
guys
you're
to
right.
be starting to pit probably around about sort of what, lap
Yeah,
13,
I think within
14?
a lap of 2, 3, yeah, 13.
So that's certainly going to add to the mix here. I mean, Stoner has maintained that lead, but
Yeah,
Anganicki in the
definitely.
Force India has moved up to 4th place. So he's got a 3-second time penalty there, but hardly surprising under these conditions. So
Yeah, Martin
uh,
also got a
Oh, it
few
looks like
places up.
Anganicki's coming into the pits. Bass is coming to the pits as well. Let's go with Bass.
I think
Stoner's
we
gone
will
onto the
see the first
intermediates.
inters. Yeah,
Yeah, Stone's gone into the inters. Bass has gone onto the inters. Anganicki's coming in now. Looks like, yeah, he's going onto the inters as well. Everyone's pitting now and going onto the inters. So let's see. Stoner was the first one to make the move, and everyone else has followed suit on that. He's now approaching the back marker there.
Bo's fighting Stoner for the lead.
Yeah, looks like it, yeah. And indeed, Bo has taken the lead from Stoner. Oh, don't think Stoner's going to be too happy about that. He's certainly going to be looking to make the move on him. And you can see there is still a lack of grip there, but
Yeah,
definitely,
definitely.
the intermediates are a bit again, because you can see that the racing line is certainly a bit drier. Just go in car now with Bo as he comes round.
Slacky is approaching the Venom. Venom still on the wet tires.
Yeah, so Slacky taking full advantage there on the straight. So Slacky made the move there on Phenomena on the Kemmel straight. And we can start to see now these gaps are starting to close down. We've got Peter as well in the Williams, looks like closing in on Phenomenon as well.
Yeah.
And yes, he's made the
overtook
move.
him.
Yeah, he's made the move. I think Phenomenon must be still on the wets, actually. Let's have a quick look at
Yeah,
it.
he is.
Yeah, Phenomenon's on the wets, and that's
Gamble,
the
Shamey, and
difference.
Venom.
Yeah, that's the difference that it makes. You can clearly see there that the loss of grip that Phenomenon had, which has allowed both Slacky in the Williams and Peter, sorry,
Yeah,
Peter in
Peter's
the Williams
also
and
pulling
Slacky in the
away a
Renault to
second.
overtake. Let's have a look here. Stone's still putting the pressure on Bo. Let's watch them now as they come through Eau Rouge.
He seems to struggle on these tires.
Yeah. Well, Bo's certainly feeling at home on these tyres, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And Stoner, as you say, he's just not really feeling as secure as I think as he did when he was on the wets. Gamble, Anganicki has dropped down into 5th
France
place.
is
He's been
putting the
overtaken by
move on
Gamble.
Venom. Jamie also pitted for the Inters.
Yeah. Oh, and now France losing it there on the chicane slightly as he comes through the straight. So everyone's pitting at the moment. Those that are still on the wets, definitely going on to the Inters there. Travelling now with Buddha. Oh, Michael just losing it slightly there. Approaches the chicane.
Yeah, Michael
now.
had a terrible start of the race.
He did have an awful start. Dropped down 10 positions. He's not going to be happy at all with that. Not too sure what happened with Boyke because he didn't come in, so...
Yeah, he lost connection. At the end of
right.
Q3 he lost connection. He couldn't join anymore.
Okay, so riding with Bo now, and Bo starting to slightly open up that gap to Stoner, 1.6. So everyone, Slim should have done 3 hits. Michael's done 4, so he really hasn't had a great choice there. We do still have Gamble.
Slacky is approaching
Phenomenon
Portman.
on the wets. There's Slacky closing in on Portman here. They're coming into sector 3 now.
I would love to see it try it on Blanchimont.
Oh, and Slacky going off the track there. Oh, is he coming round Pouhon now? Oh, and he slid into it. He's managed to keep it. He nearly went into the wall. Slacky takes full advantage there as they're coming out of Pouhon. Fantastic move there. Portman's definitely having grip issues here as they come through the chicane. Definitely issues there, and Slacky moves up.
Gamble made a mistake.
That was on Blanchimont. Portman made the mistake on Blanchimont. Gamble now out of the Kemmel straight into Lecum.
Yeah, he was driving a second behind Anganicki, but now it's turning up 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's definitely having issues there. But Anganicki maintains, moved back up. He did go drop down to 5th. He then took the place back, moved up into 4th. So great show there from the Force India. Certainly a driver to watch in the future.
Gamble is the only one still driving on the full wets.
He is. That explains everything. Why is Gamble still on wets? Look at it, he's sliding all over the place here.
Oh, Buddha
really needs to come in and change those tyres.
Yeah, Buddha retired.
And Buddha's retired. Let's have a look on there. What's happened there? He's gone into... Yeah. Not too sure what that is actually, because that looks like... Figure out where it is. It's not.
It is sector 1. I think it might be just before.
Is it Lecum? It's not. It must. Let's watch these guys now as they come through.
Camel Straight?
Yeah, it was as they hit the DRS zone. That's where it was.
Yeah.
It was as they had exited Eau Rouge and coming into the Kemmel Straight. Got a narrow sort of bottleneck there that you need to line the car up for, and that looks like where the Buddha, the Renault driver, lost it. So unfortunately,
Stoner seems to closing in by Bo. Peter retired.
So Peter's gone out as well, and Peter's crashed out as well. More or less the same area, or just before that area there, and that. What is that? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so Peter's out as well. So Eau Rouge, as per normal, catching out the drivers, and especially under these conditions. So this really has proven to be And we've got Buddha now for Renault coming into us.
Hello.
Hi there, Buddha. Looks like you lost it just as you were coming into what would have been the DRS contact point.
It's Eau Rouge all over the place.
Yeah,
Everybody's
well, Eau Rouge
getting hammered in Eau Rouge.
everyone, yeah, pretty much so. Either that on the exit of Eau Rouge as they're coming into the Kemmel Straight. And we've also got Peter in with us. Hi there, Peter.
Ooh, Slucky crashed out.
Oh no.
Slucky lost it. Also on sector 1, and looks like
Yeah.
outcoming on Rouge.
Yeah. So Eau Rouge is definitely taking its victims this evening.
What a surprise there, Eau Rouge.
Yeah. The victims are falling as the laps pass by. So this really has proved to be quite an interesting race so far. We've saw obviously the conditions for the qualifying, which were dry conditions, and I said in Q1, don't be surprised if we see rain for the race, and it seems that prediction came true. I didn't expect it to be as heavy as it was, but we're now travelling with our leader at this moment in time, Bo in the Ferrari. He's still very closely followed by Stone in a Haas, who did have the lead of this race, and he's only 0.6 of a second behind him. They got Bass 9 seconds behind them, so there's really quite a fight there. Then we have Ang and Nicky for Force India. Great show there in 4th place. Martin, normally in the Toro Rosso, but in the Red Bull this evening. He's in 5th place. Then we have Portma. Whoa, getting caught out by Eau Rouge there as well. And in the Mercedes in 6th place. He's got Gamble in 7th place just behind him. El France in the 2nd, Force India is in 8th. Slim Shamy in the Williams is in 9th. Michael in the Mercedes is in 10th. And Phenomena in the Sauber is 11th. He's not having a great race.
I have to say there are two big surprises in the top 10. I'm seeing Elf, but he's not losing any time behind Gamble. That's quite surprising. Also Martin definitely had won some places.
I don't
and
think
still maintaining his 5th place.
Gamble, you know, I always tend to look at Gamble as running a fairly loose setup. And I think that's probably what he took, obviously, from the qualification. And I think that is now starting to show on these intermediates, which is allowing Al France to just maintain that gap behind him. So,
Al France is even pulling up closer to Gamble. This could be a nice fight.
He's certainly still having grip issues, but he's definitely closing in on him.
Well, maybe his internet connection is better, so he's getting more.
He's lost it! Look at this! Oh my goodness, how he did not crash into that barrier, I do
That's
not
a great
know.
save.
That was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Well we have also Peter with us in the stream. Peter, what happened?
Well, I catch up with the phenomenon and made a mistake in corner. So I managed to catch him, and 2 moments later I was behind Portma, and on the 2nd straight, the fastest piece of the track, I was trying to catch him, but I was too soon on the throttle, so I lost the rear, and I couldn't control the car anymore and hit the barrier on the right side, and damaged the front suspension.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly
We're
you
seeing
broke
Shaney
the,
and
you
Michael
broke
driving
rule
on
for this
the
evening.
slick tires.
Oh, dearie me!
Portma!
Portma! But he manages to keep it. He manages to keep it, and that was Blanchiment. Was that Blanchiment?
Everyone is now pitting.
Yeah,
The
it
truck
was
is drying.
Blanchiment. No, it wasn't. Sorry, I apologise. That was actually the Brussels. That was Pouhon. That was Pouhon as they're coming into campus now. Yeah, so he lost it on Pouhon there. Bo, 3-second time penalty.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you didn't want to do that. Okay, so, well, wow. Where do I start? Where do I start? Okay,
Martin's still
Let's-
driving on the Inters. Let's see
let's
if
start
he
on the
can
back, and
close up.
it looks like he's on. Hang on, let's get this. Oh dear, hang on. I just want to check these. Yes, Michael is on the softs. I thought I saw that, and you can see the tack has really dried up now. And Michael
Yeah,
on the
definitely.
softs. Slim's gone on to the super softs.
Again, Nicky has issues.
Everyone's pitting now.
Stone is closing up on Bo.
Portmer's going on to the super softs. El France now in 7th place, but he's sliding all over the place. He needs to take it easy and get in that pit.
He doesn't have
Forget
a
about
lot
getting
of
in the
time left
time.
anymore.
Gamble close in behind, but Gamble can't really do much to close in on El France because he's on the intermediates as well. We've got Anger Nicky made the move onto the super softs, starting to bite into that gap now to Martin. Obviously, that he took the place from him when he went into the pits. Martin's still on the intermediates, so undoubtedly Anger Nicky will take that place back. We've got Bass on the softs in 3rd place now, and then we've got Stoner on the super softs as his Bo, and that gap's still 0.6. So those guys pitted obviously at the same time, nose to tail, and maintaining these positions and also the times. And this is now going to start to prove very, very interesting. So we are still on a damp track. I wouldn't say a wet track, I'd say a damp track. It's not for intermediates.
Oh,
They've
El
gone onto the
France
dry
lost it
tyres.
again.
And let's have a look now as they go through Eau Rouge. Okay, looking good so far. We
Martin
won't
has
have
pitted.
DRS activated, or yes, we have. Is that yes? Looks like
Yeah.
yeah, we do have DRS. So that's given Stoner the opportunity, but you could see Bo moving across there to defend his position as they were going down the Kemmel Straight and approaching Lercombe. Now going into Brussels. That tight right-hand turn, straighten her up, into the left hand, drop it down, up,
Ooh,
build up the
Nicky
speed
is
now.
coming out of the pits. Just behind Martin.
So Anger Nicky does come out, but he is only just, there's 0.5 of a second between them there.
He is on the super soft. Oh, he lost it.
No! Oh no, and Anger Nicky loses it, and where did he lose it?
Yeah, definitely on Rouge.
Eau Rouge. Oh dear.
I think he lost
Eau
downforce
Rouge
driving up so close behind Martin.
claims its second victim there. Anger Nicky, he was doing so well, but really unfortunate there. And he was so close behind. I think what it was, he was so close behind Martin that he just lost the. And El France now is in 8th place. Portma 7th. Slim is 6th. Gamble is 5th. Gamble's still on the intermediates, so he's going to have to come in pretty soon. Martin is in 4th place. Bass 3rd. Stoner's still 2nd, and that gap is still round about the 0.6.
Slim is
So
overtaking
that gap
Gamble.
is maintained. Let's see what happens
That's
now.
the difference between the Inters.
Oh, slightly going off now.
I think
Got-
he might be gambling
he
for
has
another
got-
rain.
This is really close now between these two guys. So this fight's been going on for quite a few laps. It went on through their pitting. They were all both on intermediates, pitted at the same time, both gone onto the super softs. Stoner looking to get that first place back from Bo. Bass playing the long game, going onto the softs. So here we are now.
Finally pitting.
The Gamble is finally going into the pits. France coming in as well. Gamble now out on track.
Just
He's on the
behind
super
Michael.
softs, closing down on Michael. Oh, and he's lost it. Oh, just managed to get it back there. He's got the DRS. Dicky crashed out, Eau Rouge. So Gamble trying to close down on the Mercedes there of Micah.
Stoner closing in on Bo. He's overtaking him.
Has he got the moves? He hasn't made
No,
it stick.
no.
They're going through Lecombe. So he made the DRS move on the Kemmel straight. But when they came the line, took the line, maintained his place. But these guys really fighting it out now. They're approaching Pouhon now. Full speed, left-hander. So only 0.5 was a second there. Gamble closing in on Michael. Oh! Both slightly going offline there. This is the one.
Oh, shame he lost
Stoner.
it. Shame he lost it.
Oh, Slim's lost it on Eau
I don't need
Rouge.
to call the name of the... Yeah, definitely.
As soon as I saw it, I knew it. So Stoner really looking to move now. They're coming through the chicane onto the start-finish straight. He's right up the exhaust here of Bo.
This is the
He's
first
got the
DRS zone.
He's got the DRS. Can he try and make the move as they come into La Source? Needs to take that inside line. No, Bo closes it down. So they're now going down the hill, approaching Eau Rouge, and you can see Stoner's lining himself up here.
Bo is driving a
Doesn't want to
very
get too
defensive
close
line.
in behind because he's going to lose downforce. Nicely done there. He's maintained that. He's now got DRS. Bo's going to be looking to defend. Bo taking the right-hand side, so the inside of the corner as he goes through Lecombe, same as
very
he did earlier, but he
defensive.
can't make it stick. He's trying to, but Stoner, oh, and he nearly
he
goes
has
into
it.
the back of him. Nearly. And he's watching as they're coming down to Brussels now. Bo's got the inside line. This will give
Ooh,
him
he
the
has
full
him back.
advantage as they exit. And he takes it back. Lovely move there by
Ooh,
Bo.
Nice fight.
Lovely move. Stoner's
Campbell
gonna
is
be looking
putting
to
under
take this
pressure on
back.
Michael.
Now Stoner's going to look to take this back on Stavlot. So they're going to go through Campus. He won't be able to make the movement on
Campbell's
Campus
putting
unless
on
they
a
come
move
out of
on
this next
Blanchimont.
turn now. He's going to need to move on Stavlot. You can see he's trying to get that left-hand side. You can see Bo defending, going in tight there on the exit. And he's just not giving him the opportunity to make the move there. So fastest lap, Gamble 150.4.
Yeah,
Come
he's
around
right up the
Blanchimont
tail
now.
of Michael.
We've got Gamble here, 0.3 of a second as they're coming down Eau Rouge, or towards Eau Rouge, sorry. Let's see what happens. He's got DRS. Is he going to make the move on the Kemmel straight now? Michael's going on to the inside there for the Lecombe corner.
Ooh, I
Michael's
think
looking to make
they're
the move. Oh, and it's so close. Look at this. Okay, let's see what happens now as they come down to Brussels. Gamble dropping back. Stoner making the move on Bo.
It's raining again.
Again as they're coming through to
There are new
Leku.
raindrops.
Yeah, starting to see rain come down now. So more rain coming down. Let's look at this. Yeah, not intermediate time yet, but if this
No,
rain
definitely
stays,
not.
it'll be within the next lap or two.
This could mix up the field a bit.
Well, it could certainly make it interesting, that's for sure. So that gap's now dropped down to a second, and I get the feeling that Bo's just easing off just to see what happens.
I think so.
He's thinking about
Gamble's
putting
still
these
facing
intermediates
Michael.
on. There's only a tenth of a second here between these two guys. They come around Blanchimont now, approaching the chicane. And this is where it can make the difference. Now remember, Gamble's on the super softs, Michael's on the softs. So first DRS zone as they run up to La Source. Michael maintaining his line there. Gamble, God, if he got any closer, he'd have to get married. This is unbelievable.
Up
They're coming
Rouge.
now for Eau Rouge. Let's see what happens. Oh!
Ooh.
And Gamble's
Nice
trying to
move.
make the moves. They're coming out of here. He's got the DRS. He was looking to do the overtake whilst on Eau Rouge. So very brave there. But watch this. Watch Michael coming out. And he's trying to take the line.
Ooh.
No! And he's off. He's off. I don't think he's out, but he's definitely off. No,
No,
he's not
he's
out,
not
but
out.
he's off.
It doesn't seem he
So
has any
contact there.
dangers.
So Bo,
think the
that
English
gap now has
might
dropped
come
down
out
3
quite
seconds.
soon
So Bo definitely had a little bit of a flutter there as they were coming through Eau Rouge. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, he's starting to feel the effects now of these wet conditions. So is Stoner, let's have a look at Stoner. Let's watch him through this corner. He's easing off, he's not obviously going full pelt. So is Stoner going to come in on this lap? I think we're going to see Stoner come in for an intermediate. Yeah. I would expect Stoner to come in now. I think Stoner's going to go on to the intermediates now. And he's going to be followed by Bo as well, because Bo's now dropped down 5 seconds, so he's lost another 2 seconds on this lap. So let's watch Stoner now.
I think there's a difference in car setup.
I would agree with you, and again, I'd say that's because Bo tends to run a looser setup, so he hasn't got the grip. So here comes Stoner now through Blanchimont, approaching the chicane. He's gonna have to, if he's wise, he's not, he's staying out. He's staying out, and I think that could be a mistake. As is Bo as well. And Bass. So all the top 3 drivers staying out. Martin in the Toro Rosso now. He's way back there. Portmer, Gamble, Michael, Elfran and Phenomenon. So we started with 9 down.
Yeah,
And the
definitely.
victims of Eau Rouge this evening are Slim Shamey for Williams, Anga Nicky for Force India, Slacky, Peter, I can't remember if you went out on Eau Rouge, I think
Williams.
you did. No, if you went out on Eau Rouge. Yeah, Buddha was on Eau Rouge. Peter, I'm not too sure, I think it was Leku. It was Eau Rouge as well, so Peter was Eau Rouge, Buddha was Eau Rouge, Savage Eau Rouge, John, sorry, I think it was John that was Lacooms, and then it was Zwoof earlier on, obviously for Red Bull as well, and Miguel for Toro Rosso. These are all the victims that have been claimed already this evening by the
Martin is the
infamous
first
Eau
one to
Rouge.
pit back to the Inters.
Yeah, it will be, and I've got the feeling that, well, Stoner, if he doesn't come in for the Inters on this lap, will need shooting. And Bo as well, because this really, if we are going,
This could be quite interesting because the two Ferraris are driving up close to each other, but if they both need to pit at the same time,
yeah, well, we've got a
lose some
3-second gap between Bass and Bo as it stands at this moment in time. So I think that should give them the ability to stay out ahead of each other. Yes, and he is coming in. Thank God I don't have to shoot him. And Bo is coming in. Yeah, Bass coming in. Yeah, so they're all coming in. Martin's already come in and gone on to the Inters.
Yeah.
Good move. He did that earlier. As has Portma. Now this is going to be interesting. Because watch, yeah, they're coming through now. Oh, Portma losing it there. He's going to have points for that one. Here comes Michael now. He's through okay. Elfrin's coming out now. Lenormand's still on the softs. He should be coming in. So here we are. Stoner's out. And that gap now to Bo is 13 seconds. He's just gone through Eau Rouge. Yeah, well, he's still on the super softs. Yeah. Well, this is where your drift techniques come in. So it's not very often you see an F1 car drifting, but watch this and you will. There you go. A fair play to him. He's keeping it on the track, so I'll give him 10 out of 10 for that one so far. And it's given him a great opportunity as well, because he's moved up to 5th place. He's got 13 seconds between himself and Portma, so that should just about
I don't know
be
what
enough.
the pit delta is around this track.
I think whether that's going to be enough for him to pit and get out ahead of Portma. No, it won't. He'll be behind Portma, but he'll certainly be ahead of Michael. Okay, so Gamble's coming into the pits. So everyone now onto the intermediates. Gap now to Stoner, 13 seconds. And between the two Ferrari teammates, still the 14 seconds. Martin in the Red Bull. I've got to remember that. Martin in the Red Bull is in 4th position. Portma in the Mercedes is in 5th. Gamble now coming out. And is he going to stay ahead of Michael? He should do. No. Yes, he does. I thought he would. Yep. So Gamble comes out ahead of Michael. So he only drops 1 place to Portma. Although Portma is... that's not too bad. It's only 7 seconds ahead of him, so it's not too bad. So there's Portma in 5th place. Martin in the Red Bull is in 4th. Bass, Ferrari, 3rd. Bo, Ferrari, 2nd. And our race leader, Stoner, in La Haas. Now, we did have the dry qualifications. Stoner did pull an amazing 144.070. He started at the beginning of this race under wet conditions. We went onto the wets, round about lap 18. You saw the drivers coming in. Lap 23, 22, we saw drivers coming in, going into the dry tyres. We're now on to lap 26. Around about lap 24, we saw the rain starting to, 23 coming down. We saw the drivers come in, pit again onto the intermediates. We've lost half of the runners at Eau Rouge, or bar 1. So quite a few victims claimed this evening in Spa. But really quite an amazing race. It really has been, as a total package. So
yeah, what I could remember is that last
leader.
season we had similar weather conditions, and we also lost, I think, 1/3 of the grid due to
yeah.
Eau Rouge.
Well, we can better that score. We've lost half the grid.
Also,
So
last
here we are
season,
now.
Martin was driving
Now.
very strong, ending up 3rd place. So he seems feel quite fine on this track in these conditions.
Sorry, who was that?
John,
John, who were you saying there?
yeah, I was
Martin?
saying Martin was driving
Yeah.
very well last season.
Yeah, and certainly, you know, he's been doing well in the Toro Rosso, but he does seem to be a little bit more at home in this Red Bull.
Yeah, definitely. You can say he's trying out this new car.
Yeah, exactly. I believe
Might be
that
something new for next season.
maybe for next season we will wait and see. But yeah, indeed, Martin has been putting in a good show, certainly throughout this season 3 of 2017 for F1 tonight. In the Toro Rosso, he is driving this evening for Red Bull, and it does certainly seem to suit him, and he seems pretty comfortable with that car. Comes through the chicane there. I'm looking at these conditions, and I'm thinking that we might well see wet.
No, it won't surprise me. Ooh, Michael has big trouble.
Yeah, I was just seeing that. Michael was losing it there. Yeah, definitely. Look at the listen to that traction.
Seems like he's
really
not
having
able to
to
find
fight
any
that.
grip on
This-
these tires.
Exactly. We're going to see pits again. We're going to see everyone pitting again because they're going to need to go onto the wets. Everyone is really having traction problems at the moment, even on these intermediates. Let's just watch Phenomenon now, because Phenomenon's stuck in there. He's still with us.
Yeah,
I
but
would,
he's taking it easy. He's driving on his own. He's no one around him.
So let's watch here. No one's pitting as yet, but now this could be the call that makes the difference. I think if Bo were to come in now and go onto the wets, he's going to have the advantage over Stoner. He isn't coming in.
Might be just too soon.
I don't think so. Look at the grip. Look at this. Even Bass is having issues as
Michael
they're
has
coming
lost
through
it again.
Blanchimont. Lost it to Gamble again. He's approaching the inland.
Michael is really fighting his car.
Yeah. These guys, they're going to need to come in onto the wets this lap. They really are.
But it is something I heard more this season, that cars with engine of Mercedes are very difficult to drive in wet weather conditions. Because McLaren is also a very terrible car to drive in these conditions.
But it does suit the Red Bulls and the Ferraris.
Definitely.
So, let's see, I don't know. Is Phenomenal going to come in and go onto the wets? No, he's staying out. Okay, so he's the last runner. So the next one to have the pit to be Stone. Just watch him as he comes now down into, yes, Stavlot, he does okay. Through Paul Frey. See how this grip is going to be now through Blanchimont. It's in 8th gear. Dropping it down, drops it down to 7th. So they are feeling the effects, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. I think they should go onto the wets, but that's my opinion. Let's watch Stoner now.
I think they're still driving on the crossover point, so I don't think if you put on the full wets now, you would be much quicker. No, I don't think so. You just might be slight a quick.
Well, as you say, it's on that point. It's on that fine threshold to see whether they should or they shouldn't. But again, you know, watching Stoner there through Eau Rouge, it didn't look too bad, so he's certainly maintaining it. Quickly riding car with him now as he goes through Lecombe. He's in 4th gear, he's just taking it easy, he's just not giving it the full revs. watch him through Brussels. It's quite a tricky turn anyway. He takes it down into third through Brussels. Keeps it nice and tight. So no, it's still there. It is still there. Because ultimately it could go either way. If this rain holds, okay, they could go onto the wets. But if it starts to ease off, then they're back onto the dry tyres. So the gap's pretty open at this moment in time. Michael's the only one that's got a reasonable gap or opportunity there to Alphonse in 8th, and Alphonse just going offline there. Through Comes around campus. Oh, he's definitely losing traction there on campus as well. Switching through Stavlot. Yeah, very see there. So Michael's coming in. Michael's going on to the wets. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this
could
might be the best
interesting.
decision you can do.
This could be very, very interesting. He's still going to take. He's not going to move. He's going to.
Stoner's
best
also
he
coming
can move
in.
if everyone comes in. He's 6th place from Gamble. Just quickly watch.
Stoner also
Stoner's
pitted.
in. Both stayed out on the intermediates. So Bo's taking a risk there. He's taking the risk that he can stay ahead of Stoner, who's now on the wets. So there's about a 6.5 second gap between them. 7 seconds. So all Bo's got to do is maintain a reasonable speed and keep on the track. Okay, let's see how that works out. Okay, coming up to campus now. Stoner still in that 6 second gap. Let's see the next time zone. He's closing in. I'd say it's about a good 3 seconds or less now.
Martin also pitted.
Yeah, Stoner's definitely starting to close in on him, and where it's going to count is in sector 3 when they come through Paulfray, Blanchimont. That's where the difference is going to be, but he's still losing a bit of traction there, Stoner.
Yeah, these wet tires are very difficult to get up to temperature to work them properly.
Yeah, well, this is the other thing. He's only on his outlap with those wet tyres, and I think that's what Bo's
Definitely.
taking
But
advantage
he
of.
also took out another second in his outlap against Bo.
Yeah, he's taken a second. He's got down the 5. I'm sure that gap was closer, though. I think that was just the way it's... So, yeah, it's 0.4. Now, this is where it's going to make the difference. This is where he can make up that difference and make the move when they come to the chicane. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, Bo definitely has no
Yeah.
grip at all.
Yeah. But then Stoner's not got that great a grip himself. Let's have a look. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Bo staying out. Oh no, he's going in. Thank God for that. So Stoner takes the lead. Bash still in 3rd place. He's coming up now. Is he gonna pit as well? Or is he gonna stay out and try and take the jump on his teammate? Let's have a
Portman
look.
and Michael are quite
No,
close
he's not
to
going to
each
be able
other.
to do it. He's coming in. So Martin's on the wets as well in the Toro Rosso now. Sorry, in the Red Bull. Gamble still on the intermediates. Portman on the wets. He's got Michael right up behind him, his teammate, and he overtakes.
Ooh, Michael is overtaking him.
So Michael, yeah,
They are
Portman opened up the
teammates.
gate for him though. Yeah, Portman opened up the door for him. He didn't oppose him in any way, so he just let him through. Obviously, the faster. Air France. Oh, when Air France nearly loses it. This phenomenon now. Even for the wets, these conditions aren't great. This really has been a hell of a race.
No, definitely. Yeah.
So Stoner now 15 seconds ahead of Bo. Bo in the Ferrari in second place. His teammate Bass, 25 seconds or 24 seconds behind him in third place. Then we have Martin in the Toro Rosso in fourth place. He's another 25 seconds behind. Then we have Gamble in the McLaren. He's still on the intermediates. And, well, Gamble by name, Gamble by nature. See, he's
staying out.
Staying out.
Michael should
Okay,
close
so
up that gap. Also,
he's-
Portma should closing up.
I'm surprised. He has pitted, but when he pitted, we thought he was going to go onto the wets, but instead he just went on to another set of intermediates. He has closed the gap. He certainly took sixth place as I expected. And there was a 51-second gap between Portma, who was in sixth, and Martin. And Gamble. Sorry, not Gamble. Michael. Gamble's dropped.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. I keep saying Mike because there's a B on the end. Michael, Gamble's sort of dropped down that gap to 48 seconds. But I think if he's comfortable with the intermediates, fine. But I don't think he's going to stay out there too much longer on those intermediates. I'll stay with him just because I want to see if he actually, his cruel, goes off the track. So this could be an action moment. So if we can stay live with it, then we will do so. If not, then Gamble is a hero for being on the intermediates in these wet conditions.
Yeah.
So either way, he wins. So here they come now. And, got Michael closing in on him. Michael? No, it's not. Who's that? Oh,
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Stoner.
He has been left.
Phenomenon. So Phenomenon's closing in on him.
He's a lap behind.
So here's Gamble, still on his intermediates. Is he going to stay on them? Let's have a look. Yes, he does. So he's still on those intermediates. He's riding cars, he comes through, all round La Source. He's maintaining a good line, he's certainly not having issues. He's sticking to the racing line. Let's watch him now for our Rouge. He's not looking too shabby. Michael there hasn't really got his eye in to Gamble.
This might be interesting to see if Gamble will be putting up a fight against Michael.
Well, Michael's closing in, but not in a dramatic way. And Gamble certainly looks like he's maintaining his line. He may not be at full speed, but he's certainly maintaining his line. I think he's got into a comfortable zone on those intermediates, and that's why he doesn't really want to come in and change into the wets. That's why he went on to another set of intermediates. Oh, he's sliding a bit there through Lecombe, and certainly Michael's now closed the gap down. 2 seconds he's taken out of him in that last sector. And this is now where it's going to count. Because no way is Gamble going to be able to keep it through Blanchimont. Let's have a look. Oh, and he does!
Ooh.
Oh, fantastic job there. And he's looking to make... Oh, dearie me. Dives down
That's a
the
very
right-hand
bad
side,
decision
Gamble,
made
and
by
just
Michael.
really unnecessary, because there was
But
no
Stoner is
way he was going to
driving
make
in there
that
well.
move, and now that's
Stoner
given...
is driving in there well.
Michael's
I
made the
think that-
move. Gamble's there. Yeah. Is he going to give the place back?
I think he might be hearing this after the race.
Yeah. So Gamble's looking to close down there. I'm still trying to figure out what happened there because Mike.
Don't know if Michael was the one who was
wasn't-
late on the brakes.
It wasn't Michael. It was who else is in this mix? I'm trying to figure this out.
Stoner.
It's Stoner, isn't it? I think it was
Stoner's
Stoner.
putting them. Yeah.
I think it was Stoner. Actually, it wasn't Michael who made the move. It was Stoner who made the move.
Yeah, it was Michael who made
At the
move,
chicane.
but, Stoner was driving in there well.
Yeah. Was it Michael that made the move on the right hand
Yeah.
side of they went into the
Yeah.
chicane? And
Yeah.
then Stoner took advantage of it and tried to get through them. That's it. Yeah, okay. It's difficult to tell with the colours of that Haas and Mercedes in these wet conditions. I couldn't quite make it out. So that's what happened there. Bo has closed down the gap to Stoner, but I think the gap. Yeah, Bo's closed the gap down by about 3 seconds to Stoner, but to be fair, I think that's because Stoner was going through those back markers. Gamble's still on these intermediates. I'm absolutely mesmerised. Oh dear, what happened there? Did he give the place back? Yes, he did. That's what it was.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Oh no, he's
But
making
now
the move on
Stoner-
him again
eh?
now. What is going on there? Oh, he's going into the pits.
Hey!
Okay.
Martin lost connection.
Oh, did he lose connection?
Yeah. His car is still driving, but he lost connection.
Yeah, it is. I can see it there now, yeah. So, but, well, the way this race is going, he could still probably stay in fourth.
Stoner pitted back to Inters.
The Stoner's back onto Inters. I thought this was
Yep.
starting to dry out a bit. So Stoner's gone onto the Inters. There's only a 3-second gap between him and Bo now. So this really has been very much, well, a strategy race as well as anything else. So Stoner gone on to the intermediates. Bass is also in the pits and going on to the intermediates. Bo's still on the wets. He is race lead at this moment in time, but his lead is only 2 seconds. So even if he does pit, Stoner will just simply take the lead back. They'll drop back again to around about 15, 16 second gap. Oh, actually no. Yeah, 15, 16 second gap. Bass, don't think.
Martin has joined again. Let's see if he can take back his car.
Yeah, he's in the pits. He's going on to the intermediates, but he's not. He's still
Not
going to
driving
the,
himself.
No. But the way it's going, he could probably keep fourth place.
Yeah, Martin has taken back his car.
Oh, Stoner's looking to get that move
Something
on
happened
Bo.
in Sector 3.
Only 0.2 of a second behind him. Okay, so Stoner takes the lead back as Bo goes into pit, go on to the intermediates. Bass is already on the intermediates. He's not going to be able to overtake his teammate, but he's certainly going to close the gap down. And again, that gap's probably going to go back to around about 16 seconds. Martin is still in fourth place onto the intermediates. He did lose connection for a while, but he's back in cockpit once more. So doing really well there in the Red Bull. Normally drives for Toro Rosso, being promoted this weekend. Here we have
Seeing Gamble has
currently in
made
fifth
a
place.
good choice by staying
He
on
did.
the Inters.
He stayed on the Inters. he stayed on the inters and he's closed that gap down quite considerably to, it's now 32 seconds. So he's taken 18 seconds out of that gap to Martin. So the only issue there is obviously Gamble went on the intermediates a lot earlier, or original, so he's going to be having to pit pretty soon. So there's Martin, Bass, Stoner, see Sadis and Michael there. Sixth place, then we have Portma, his teammate, 7th place. Al France in the Force India, hanging on in there in 8th place. He's definitely having issues there. I don't know what that is. Sliding. Phenomenon. Sauber in 9th place. And, as John was commenting earlier, Phenomenon just, taking it easy. He's not pushing it too great. He wants to get to the end of this race. And he's going to pick up points whichever way. So certainly a tactical move from him in these changing conditions. But
Yeah,
great to see the Sauber up there.
Yeah, he's maintaining his pace. Also last race he had a quite good speed. Unfortunately he crashed
Yeah, he
quite
certainly
out
did
soon.
very well in Hungary.
Yeah.
So certainly one of the new drivers that's showing their mettle now in this season 3, new to season 3 for F1 Tonight 2017, and certainly progressing as each race goes on.
Yeah, also Al France is doing a marvelous job. He's driving at 8th place momentarily. Also
And
in
Al
Hungary
France
he had
again,
finished
obviously a new
in
driver to
9th
season 3
place.
as well, if that's right, isn't it, John? So yeah, this is really turning out to be an amazing race. So we're on lap 37 of 44. We only have 7 more laps to go, and what a race it has been. What a race it has been. We had dry qualifying, started the race in very wet conditions. Round about lap 18 we saw people pitting and going on to the intermediates as the rain eased off. Then in the mid-20s we saw the rain coming to a stop and drivers pitting, going on to the dry tyres. Then we saw the wet conditions come in again towards lap late 20s, and everyone went back onto the intermediates. We then saw the conditions continue to get wetter. People stayed, everyone changed onto the wets. Only Gamble was the driver that stayed on the intermediates, and a good move from him. He maintained it. It's given him the opportunity to move up 2 places from 7th to 5th and start to close in the gap on the Red Bull. Because what happened, the rain eased off, as we can see, and everybody's on the intermediates. Now we're approaching, as I say, we're just going into lap 38, and this rain is definitely easing off. So the question now is going to be, is it going to be intermediates to the end of the race, another 6 laps, or are we going to see that people might have to come in and go on to dry tyres? Well, only time can tell. We will see. And Eau Rouge this evening has claimed, well, more or less half the field. Slim Shamy, Anganiki, Slacky, Peter F1, Buddha, Savage, Zwoof and Miguel. So all those drivers lost it on Eau Rouge, or just after, due to Eau Rouge. So it's certainly got its victims this evening. And we're running with Martin in the Red Bull. He normally drives Toro Rosso, being promoted to Red Bull for this drive this evening. And certainly feeling very comfortable in that. He's taking 4th place, and he'll be taking valuable points with him for the Drivers' Championship. Gamble, the McLaren, in 5th place. And putting in a great show as well. Quickly have a look at where these guys were. So Gamble was in 7th place, moved up 2 places to 2. The real winner here has been Martin, undoubtedly, in that Red Bull. 15 places. Yes, we have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers. But even so, taking that into account, that still means he's moved up 6 positions. So really great job there from Martin. And Bass, obviously, he's dropped down 1 to 3rd. He was in 2nd. Bo was in 3rd, moved up to 2nd. Stoner has maintained his position. Gamble also, in theory, has maintained his position due to the DNFs, as has El France and Phenomenon. But Portma moved up 11 places there in the Mercedes, so he's done a great job as well for Mercedes this evening and should be proud of that. And certainly with these ever-changing conditions, I think all these drivers who are left out there should really be very happy indeed with how they've actually performed. So we will obviously, as you can see, certain race penalties still to be applied when we come to the end of this race. But as it stands at this moment in time, this is where we are. And I'll stay on here. Look, see if we've got... everyone's on intermediates. So this Phenomena for Sauber, he's currently in 9th place. El France for Force India is in 8th. 7th is Portma for Mercedes. 6th is teammate Michael for Mercedes. 5th is Gamble for McLaren. Martin for Red Bull is in 4th. Bass Ferrari is in 3rd. Bo for Ferrari, his teammate, is in 2nd. And Stoner for Haas is in 1st. He qualified with the fastest time of 1:44.070. He took 1st place on the grid. We've had issues and tyre changes and changes in weather as I've gone through. He's dropped down, but he's always managed to maintain that place more or less. He did go into 2nd place for a few laps behind Bo. Or was it Bass? I can't remember now. I always get those two mixed up, but there you go. And but he managed to pull the place back, so he's maintained his place. Valuable points. And this is now lap 40 that we've gone into, and this is dry. Okay, we've got 4 laps to go. This could be interesting. Can't see Stoner coming in 4 laps, but these conditions, this track has very much dried up. Okay, so what's Bo doing? He's staying out. And Bass has come in, and he's going to go on to the dry tyres. Now this could be interesting. Yep, he's going into a set of super softs. So he's the first to pit to go onto those super softs. So let's stay with Bass because this really is going to be interesting. That means that Bo and Stoner now need to make their decision as to whether they can stay out on these intermediates. And I'm looking at this track from the cockpit and I'm telling you, I don't think they will. But then again, there's only got 4 laps to go. Bass is currently 36 seconds behind his teammate. So 36 seconds, 54 seconds behind our race leader, Stoner. So, can he make up that difference? Not unless Stoner goes off. DRS has been enabled, but he won't be able to utilise it on the gap unless he goes through back markers, and that's it. Stoner is now coming round the back, sector 3. Gone through Porfray, coming up to Blanchiment. Round Blanchiment into the chicane. Now, is he going to pit? Let's have a look. Yes, he is. So Stoner is now pitting. Bo is now coming round Blanchiment. Here he comes. Is he going to pit also? Have a look. Yes, he is. Okay. Now Bass, who pitted earlier, is now on the super softs. Just coming into sector 3 now. So, okay, Stoner's gone on to the ultra softs. Michael has also pitted. He's going on to the super softs. Sorry, ultra softs. Portman, ultra softs. Phenomena, ultra softs. Stoner and Bow both on ultra softs. Bass is on the super softs. It's coming through. Back markers here. Coming through the chicane. So he's still got the same gap, obviously, to his teammate. Oh no, slightly. Oh no, he's closed it down by about a good 6 or 7 seconds there. More than that, actually. I thought so. That was a bit wrong. So he closed that gap down now to 18 seconds. So he is now behind our race leader. But they've all gone on to the ultra soft, so I can't see position changes happening here. Martin is still on the intermediates. He's just coming round the sector 3 now. So he needs to come in now as he goes through Blanchimont. Let's hope he can stay there. Yes. Into the chicane. And he's staying out. Martin is staying out. He's not going to be coming in. Okay. Now he doesn't need to do that because he's a full 51 seconds behind third place Bass. So he's really taking quite an unnecessary risk there. But he feels that he can stay out there. Who am I to question that? So Bass in third place now. He's only 1.2 seconds behind his teammate. So he did make that call, but Bo is on the ultra softs. I think we can pretty much say, subject to any unfortunate occurrences, Stone is going to maintain that first place, but second place is going to be interesting. There is no great teammates, great friends, but on the track, there's certainly no love lost between these two Ferrari drivers. So don't for 1 second think that Bass will not look to make the move on his teammate if he has the opportunity to. I don't feel he will because he's on the super softs and his teammate's on the ultra softs. So maybe Bass is going to be kicking himself thinking, damn, why didn't I go on to those ultra softs? But Martin's staying out. He's just coming out of sector 2 to sector 3 now. Comes around Stavlop. Into Balfrey. You can see, listen to him easing off that throttle. Goes around those corners. Breezing right off there. Intended gear, but just easing off. So he's certainly going to be coming into the pits now. Cannot see him staying out on those intermediates. He's losing time hand over fist, and he is. He's staying out on them. He's lost 10 seconds on that last lap to third place. And more importantly, he's allowing Gamble to close in on him. Gamble's now only 9 seconds behind. If he's losing 10 seconds a lap, he's going to lose that fourth place to Gamble and those points. So he's only 9 seconds behind. So even if Martin were to pit now, he would still lose that place. So you can say he's got nothing to lose in staying out. So, but Gamble, oh sorry, I didn't notice that. What an idiot. Gamble is also on the intermediates. Okay, so they're both on the intermediates. Interesting. Maybe that's why Martin hasn't come in. Not too sure. Michael in the Mercedes is on the ultra softs. He's 20 seconds behind them. Bo just set the fastest time. 1:49.9 for the race. So he is definitely not giving his teammate the opportunity to close down him. And indeed, that gap's now opened up to 2.2, where it was down to about 1.6. And Portman's out. Oh no, and Portman's lost it on Eau Rouge. Oh, what a shame. He really had put in such a hell of a race. And Eau Rouge claims its 9th victim of this evening. 10 drivers have dropped out. We are on lap 43 of 44. So we are now left with 8 drivers. So what a race this has been. Stoner is in first place for Haas. He's followed about 26 seconds behind him is Bo for Ferrari in second place. He's got his teammate Bass 2.6 seconds behind him, third place. Martin in the Red Bull is in fourth place. And he's lost about another 4 seconds, 5 seconds on that lap. He's still running on intermediates, and we are on lap 43 or 44. Gamble, he's also on intermediates. He's in the McLaren, just coming through, and he's not pitting either, so these guys are staying out. Now, Michael has closed down that gap to Gamble because he's on the ultra softs, and this is the last lap, so Michael really needs to make that move now, but he could potentially jump 2 places. If he can take Michael and Gamble and Martin, then he can move up to 4th place. He's got every opportunity to take 5th place from Gamble, as he is on those intermediates. So let's see what happens. This is going to be interesting. So, out of the straight into the Lecum. Yeah, he's going to certainly make the move on him now. If not here, he's going to make the move as they come down into Brussels. He's taking the inside, and Gamble's just not giving him the opportunity to get past. Yeah, he takes the inside in Brussels. Nice move there. So he moves up now to 5th place. He needs to make the move now on Martin if he can on this last lap. So coming around Pouchon. He's not going to be able to do it. I don't think he can close down 9 seconds through Lecum. No, he isn't going to be able to close that gap down. Okay, so let's run with our race leader. Lap 44, Stoner for Haas. He's fought all the way through this race this evening. And as he comes round through the chicane, down the start-finish straight, and our winner is Stoner for Haas. Fantastic job there from Stoner. Maintained it all the way through. Made some really important calls as to when he'd go in and do those tyre changes. We've seen so many tyre changes during this race. It's absolutely unbelievable. And to give you an idea, let's have a quick look here now on the stops. 6 stops for Stoner, 6 stops for Bo, 6 stops for Bass. So we've had going on, and really have. So that's been absolutely amazing. We've seen half the field go out to the corner, the infamous Eau Rouge. You see Bo for Ferrari come in 2nd place. Oh, and I've lost my spectate mode. So we had Bo come in 2nd place for Ferrari. Bass. Okay, that's interesting. We've got... Yeah, we're out. So Stoner came in 1st for Haas. Bo came in 2nd for Ferrari, followed by his teammate Bass, who came in 3rd. Martin came in 4th for Red Bull, and a fantastic job there from Martin. Michael for Mercedes. Not too sure where he was, but there you go. We'll see these results. So apologies for me being kicked out there, but we will be posting the results and obviously competition to YouTube. So thank you for watching this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and we look forward to seeing you all very, very soon indeed. And take care, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much.